Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love is Blind, Season 8, Episode 10.
I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Did y'all buy Monica's sister's excuse? Did you hear what she said?
I heard.
Or why she said, well, you know why I had my feelings about Joey? Because you had too much energy. The family that had tamarines, flutes, recorders, a piano player, a person on a bike.
And sock bins.
And you're a napper. Mm-hmm. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Walk us through this.
All right. So we start with Lauren and Dave.
Yeah.
Dave texted Lauren at 3 a.m. saying that he was going to stay at his apartment and figure things out with her the next day. She hasn't heard from him. She texted him and the text was green, so she figures his phone was off. She thinks that they can get through this. Dave ends up arriving at the apartment probably, let's say, 1, 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
He went to get drinks with his friends. He said they had fun, but it was kind of hard to enjoy himself with all the issues that are going on. It's the afternoon now, so she asked, so where were you? And he said that he had to go pick up his car and he was sleeping. There were some people from the pod at the bar he went to. Molly was there, but he didn't speak to her. Her parents want to meet him, and he doesn't know how he's going to answer why he can't get past Lauren's situationship. Lauren
also said in this scene that she loves Dave, and I just have to ask Lauren, there's no way you want to be married this bad. There's absolute, listen here, I understand, I can empathize and even sympathize and all these ties and all these things of, hey, a woman grows up as a little girl, she dreams of her wedding day, she dreams of basically walking down that aisle, the dress and the whole bachelorette and all this stuff, the honeymoon, getting her knight in shining armor. There's no way that you're going through what you're going through with this guy. And you want to be married this bad. Dave is a weirdo. He is single-handedly making this show unbearable to watch, at least for me.
Okay.
Right? Because when I see him, he just oozes weird. And as a man, like, you just can't be weird. You can have your own personality. You can give like you can
quirky.
You can be into whatever you're into, but there's a universal language, and it's weird. And I think everybody across the board, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, all the above, can look at Dave and just be like, Dave, you are weird, bro. And how you're going about this is just weird altogether.
Yeah. We move on to Monica and Joey.
Uh-oh.
Monica's sister is a photographer, and she offered to give them an engagement photo shoot as a gift. She tells her sister, Monica told her sister that she didn't give Joey a fair shake. She gets that the situation is shocking, but her sister was too quick to judge. Yeah. And the sister says, well, you came home with a random dude. She wears her heart on her sleeve, and she apologizes for being mean. Joey asks, I hear you, but like, was there anything that you saw that is an actual concern for you? And the sister says, well, you have a lot of energy and we are nappers.
Oh, my gosh.
Joey says, well, I hear you, but I can also be a serious person. Monica says, I can also get up and do things. I don't be laying in bed napping all day. And the sister says that she can't help but be protective. She knows her sister is a grown woman, and she knows that sometimes it can come across as harsh. She sees now that they do like each other, and she sees that he is kind and authentic.
What are your thoughts?
Sis is just jealous, a jealous lady. Like, I don't know what to say. She was literally looking for an issue. What do you mean he has too much energy? Like you said, like, y'all be singing and dancing and playing tambourines and stuff like that in the house and bongos. So I'm just like,
I did see a bongo.
He's too energetic for real. So that's what I'm saying. We got to take sister with a grain of salt because she is bitter.
Listen here, man. You talking about? I ain't gonna hold you. I want to trust you to take my pictures because who knows what them pictures gonna look like. I seen some of it. It looks cool. You get what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, I asked you directly, hey, what was it that I did, or what was it about me that kind of rubbed you the wrong way? And you said I had too much energy, and we are a family that likes to nap. We are nappers. What? Listen here, I would have had a conversation with Monica, is her name?
Yes.
And say, hey, don't make me be cool with your sister. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's your relationship. That's your sisterly bond and things of that nature. But if it just don't work for us, don't force it.
Right.
Don't bring her name up to me no more. If you can't live with it, that's fine. But don't put the onus on me to talk to her and try to mend this imaginary broken bridge that we have.
Because you see how strange it is.
Exactly. like, hey, let's put her in the widow bin with Dave. You get what I'm saying?
So then we move to Sara and Ben.
Yeah.
Ben knows people are going to talk regarding the girl from TikTok. He's grown as a person from when he had a situation with her. And the people who know him know his character. He doesn't remember every date that he's been on. And Sara says we're all human. There's always going to be something we're not proud of. People can come out with lies as well. So she is just looking forward to their wedding.
Hey, listen here. If it's something, then like the girl on TikTok, whatever your name is, stop pussyfooting around and say it. Yeah. Right, stop wasting our time. Right, but it just seems like Sara is going to find a way to forgive Ben, even though I feel like in this situation he doesn't have to be forgiven based on the information that was given out. Right. Any new information that's given out that basically shows something that changes the situation, then I change my answer. But as of right now, for the information that was given out, there's nothing to forgive Ben on.
Yeah,
like, come on now. If he did something, say it. Don't make trailers, don't make videos, don't try to capitalize on Love is Blind season and things like that to try to make us like basically trying to do these type of cliffhangers. I don't care. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
And I'm glad that this is something that they could move past because it was really nothing.
Yeah.
So we see Devon meet Virginia's mom.
I really like this scene right here. I ain't gonna hold you.
He tells her mom that they connect over the fact that they both want to have kids and their faith. Her mom is a teacher, works with kids, so she likes people who work with kids as well.
Nice.
Mom asks Virginia what commitment is to her, and she says commitment is just always being committed to working things out. Devon talks about how he has a lot of married family members, his parents, his sibling, and it's about communication. Like, we're going to change as we age, and you just have to put your partner first. The mom says that Virginia can be stubborn, but Virginia pushes back a little bit and says that she's opinionated but not stubborn.
Okay.
She can take in information and change her thoughts based off of new information. She's not rigid, but she will argue her point. Mom got divorced when Virginia was young, and she asked Devon, is that an issue for you? And Devon doesn't have any judgments about that. The mom says, what does he anticipate to bring into your relationship that he learned from his family? And Devon says really pretty much putting God first in their relationship.
Look, man, Devon, you gave a good interview. As far as I know, I have no reason to not believe anything you say out your mouth.
He did give a great first impression.
I'm not, listen here. I'm not, listen, I have nothing bad to say against Devon. Dude, like, you know why I like this scene, Blair?
Why?
Because the mother was questioning her own daughter, too.
Yeah.
Right? Don't bring me to like your house to meet your parents and then they just questioning me as if your daughter didn't sign up for this process too. Exactly. And that she's not about to go through the marriage either. So I like the fact that the mother said, what does commitment mean to you, daughter?
Right. How are you gonna handle being stubborn?
Exactly. Well, come on, mama.
Like, that's a bit much, mom.
Like, yeah, mom, you ain't gotta lie now. But I'm just saying, like, I like the fact that it was a conversation to where, guess what? No. This is not we're not doing favoritism right now. This is not going to be no interview to where I just basically interrogate Devon. I'm talking to both of y'all because you signed up for this process too, Virginia. And I need to know where your head is when it comes to marriage too, because as far as I know, like, this is such a radical thing. I need to know where both of y'all are.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that the questions was not only to Devon, but it was to her own child as well. And
I will say, some of y'all's family members are menaces. So everybody want to talk about how they want to protect their family member. Some people need protection from your family. And if we're talking about marriage, and if people are really for folks finding love and actually having a marriage, then you want the best for both of the people. I will say I give these people slack because these are legit strangers that they're about to marry in a month. Yeah. So if there is skepticism on who was this person, totally get it. But at the end of the day, like you said, they both signed up for the process. So let's support them until we find a reason not to. Yeah. You know? So Dave meets Lauren's mom. He says that his friends are having kids. He wants that. And he and Lauren bonded over wanting to have children.
Stop right there. Lauren, why are you letting this weirdo meet your family? He over there keep talking about these imaginary friends or these friends. Like we heard about his sister, and we heard about what he said in the sense of, you know what? You're not worthy to meet my friends. You get what I'm saying? And I would say, well, if I ain't gonna meet your people and things of that nature, you ain't meeting my mama. Right. Because as far as I know, you haven't slept in this place. You haven't communicated with me. Why do I want to be married so bad that I'm willing to accept a weirdo? That's a question you need to ask yourself, Lauren. And that's my criticism to you.
Yeah. So Lauren's mom talks about how she is in love with her husband.
Mm-hmm.
She had fear around marriage at first when she was getting married. And she tells them that Lauren's dad doesn't want to be on camera, but he is willing to meet Dave as well as his parents off camera.
Okay.
Dave says that his dad travels a lot, so he might not be able to make it. But if there is a wedding, his dad would definitely be at the wedding. He's basically creating excuses of why he don't want to tell. Because I think at one point we learned that his dad didn't even know he was coming on the show, something like that.
Do you have a daddy?
So I'm just like, Dave is just living a double life at this point.
Dave's whole life is based off of the dog ate my homework.
Right.
Like basically like, yeah, I have a dad. Oh, okay, then maybe like, my dad can meet your dad off camera and things like that because my dad don't want to be on camera. He works a lot.
But I also thought it was sweet of her mom. Like she was like, so how do you feel about that being like your dad isn't here for you in this process? And he was just, I didn't mean to make it seem like my daddy's not here for me. He just don't know.
Whole time. I feel like Dave family don't know what he be saying.
Exactly.
As far as I know. But let's keep going.
So Dave talks about how they're dealing with a lot of chatter and opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Dave's sister is just being protective. And he says that his friends are fine. But the mom says, all these people have to realize that this isn't about them.
Yeah.
Dave thinks that he's grown a lot within the past month, and they've talked about what the next year could look like, and that's been fun for him. And the mom tells him, like, you guys just have to make the right decision when it's time and move forward with your lives with whatever decision you choose to make.
Yeah, I actually feel bad for Lauren's mom because Lauren's not being honest, right? Lauren brought this guy. Is like you see this all the time. You would think that Lauren's at her big age to where like you don't do this. This is some little high school, middle school type of crap to where like you bring the wrong guy home and then now everybody gotta be nice to this. To basically this villain, you get what I'm saying? So everything that you've been going through with this guy, and you ignored that, and you still introduce him to your family.
Yeah,
like Lauren,
he wasn't worthy.
No, he's not worthy. So that's why I'm like Dave. I can only call him weird a certain amount of times per episode. I have a cap.
Okay.
Right? But I'm just like, eventually, I got to look at Lauren and say, where's your self-esteem? Where's your worth to where, like, someone can treat you this way? To where you could contact somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then on top of that, you don't hear from them the whole day. Mm-hmm. But you were saying, I love this guy and I want to be married. Like, no.
He hasn't even shown himself to be lovable.
No, he's not lovable. like it's and then on top of that, when it comes to you over here showing him where like you cycle, you showing him your friends, and he's not even saying that you're worthy enough to meet his friends. Like,
that's wild.
Like what are we talking about here? But yet you introduce him to your mama. Mm-hmm.
Well, moving on. Daniel and Taylor play mini golf. Okay. They talk about what music they would want at the wedding. Apparently his sister sings. They talk about this process and how it, could be stressful, and it's been stressful at times, but they're just taking it 1 hour a day at a time. And they are still very much happy with each other.
Okay, let's keep going.
Devon asked Virginia how things went with her mom and her opinion. She thought that things went well, and her mom asked good, thoughtful questions. Virginia thinks that her mom likes him. Devon thinks that Virginia is passionate and open-minded, but he doesn't get stubborn from her. They're both feeling good about where they're at, and he tells her, if you ever aren't feeling valued, just let me know, so that way we don't have any miscommunications. He's not usually a PDA person, but when people are in love, they do express themselves, so that's something he might be able to be less rigid on. Yeah. They feel good about where they are on a physical level, and then she brings up, well, we got to talk about something that we might disagree on. What about politics? He says he doesn't have a strong stance on politics. Virginia usually votes Democratic, but she understands the whole system is flawed. However, she thinks voting is important. He asks if she votes based off of her religion, and Virginia says she's Christian, and she does vote based off of her faith, but people can take that different ways. Some people say they're Christian, so they always vote conservative, but she doesn't use her religion to vote conservatively. She thinks that people should have abortion rights and gay people should have rights as well. Devon says he goes back and forth on what he believes women should choose what they want to do with their bodies, but a man and woman should have equal say on what should happen if a woman, ends up pregnant. Virginia says a couple should discuss, but a woman at the end of the day needs to have a choice over her body. She asks if we go to the polls, like, are we voting different? He asks her if that would be okay. She says that it would just need to be more of a discussion, because if you're really far on one side, that can make things kind of difficult.
Yeah.
She asked how his family votes, and Devon's family votes conservative. He says because of their religion.
Yeah.
Virginia says her family is religious as well, but they don't vote conservatively. But we're black, and there's not a lot of black Republicans. He says his dad is black, and she's like, I'm not trying to talk about your daddy. Okay. Just talk about my family and what we do. Okay.
What is your thoughts on this scene, Blair?
Yeah. I understand everybody has their own beliefs and thoughts and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But it is very frustrating to see people opt out of things that have to do with human rights and human decency. And especially for a black man, you know what I'm saying? To where you're in the city of where things of what happened with George Floyd happened. And I know they weren't having that conversation in this conversation, but it just really strikes me. It feels wrong to me.
How so?
It just feels wrong to me in the sense that when she's asking him about his thoughts, he can't give like a clear answer. He says he goes back and forth, and he doesn't really want to say where he stands. And to me, if you don't want to say where you stand, part of that is because you're embarrassed by where you stand, that you stand alongside places that might question your humanity.
Potentially.
And if that's not the case, then speak up and be clear. So it just rubs me the wrong way, especially if they get together and, they're going to have black children. And with that, in this society, there are certain struggles and prejudices and things that black people have to face. And, I guess I'm trying to make it not just like a black issue, because that's not something they had talked about during this conversation.
Exactly.
But when they talk about like abortion and gay rights and all those types of things, I mean, those are things that could affect their kids depending on, if you have a daughter or if you have a child who's part of LGBTQ. And then it goes into how do you want to raise them? What liberties and things do you want available to them as they grow up in this world and in this earth or in this country, to where if you're not here to kind of keep them, protect them in a bubble, that they have some type of safety and rights to just their being, So I think those are big issues that it's hard to be with somebody who has no stance and who has an opposite stance. So I think that with Virginia, she's very clear about what she believes in.
Yeah.
And when you, at least, I don't have any kids, but I would think when you have children and you want to raise them with certain values, if you're trying to raise them with someone who has opposing values to like human rights and human decency, I don't see how you can instill what you think is important into a person who's actively working against you.
To give my sense of the scene, I feel like they was talking too much. I feel like there was a lot of conversation. They was trying to fix issues that wasn't issues at the moment. I understand that you're marrying a stranger, but the conversation just didn't feel like it flowed. It felt like they was interviewing each other. I feel like this was a good conversation, but I feel like it should not be completely like, oh, give me a stance right now, because no stance is a stance. I feel like even
so then how is it
no because
for Ben and no stance is a stance, but for Devon no stance
because
is
this wasn't as direct as Ben.
I felt like it was direct,
because even Devon said straight up, he said, look, even with my faith, I do kind of battle with the idea that like a woman doesn't have like power over her body. He also said, I think the man should also be included in that decision as well. He did not come out flat out and say, I'm against abortion. There is a blurred line of, hey, we may not believe in the same thing, but at least like let there be human decency and let there be at least rights for all. I did not get that feeling from Devon that he is against human decency.
Well, the thing is, if I'm not going to give Ben a pass, I'm not going to give Devon a pass.
I don't think this was that, but it is what it is. Especially, yeah. I'll save my comments maybe for a deep dive. But I did not get the feeling that Devon was doing a Ben in this situation.
But she asked him his thoughts, and he couldn't weigh in.
But he gave his thoughts though.
No.
In my opinion, he gave his thoughts.
He says he's back and forth.
The same way as she said too. She said the same thing.
She didn't say she's back and
forth. She literally said like, I vote on my beliefs, but also like I'm not conservative either.
Well, no, she says that she's guided by her faith in the way that she votes, but people view that differently. Just because someone is a Christian doesn't mean they automatically vote conservative. She could be a Christian and she could say, I believe in loving everybody and allowing people to make the choices in life. And because I believe in that as a Christian, then I'm not going to tighten, the reins around somebody on what they can or can't do. That's up to them and their God.
But truth be told, that's a liberal way of thinking.
But I'm saying, that's still her as a Christian saying that I can't control other people. And that's her faith guiding her vote. She does vote based off of her faith.
If she was to say, I vote based off my faith and my faith is Christianity, then most people would say, oh, then you don't believe in abortion. But my thing is, I'm just going off of the template. That's all it is.
Okay. So Sara and Ben meet with Sara's sister and her sister's partner.
Okay.
She tells them that everything is going great. They're having fun together. Mm-hmm. Sara says that they talked about religion and equality. Ben says reality shouldn't get in the way of... Ben said that religion shouldn't get in the way of your relationship with God.
Okay.
So Sara felt dismissed, but he came back to say that he accepts equality. Mm-hmm. She liked that he was thoughtful about it and brought it back up. Mm-hmm. She'll go to church with him, but if she doesn't like the service, if they're not accepting, she plans on leaving. And the sister's partner says that she really doesn't rock with the whole church talking about acceptance because it seems like it's something wrong that needs to be welcomed in. Yeah. But she has to accept Sara for who she is every day. And Sara asked, so what word should I use? And the partner was like, I'm not really trying to say like you're saying anything wrong. It's just the kind of like church lingo that she has an issue with. Yeah. She says God's word is to accept people and the fact that we're all made in his image. Sara considers herself financially conservative and liberal socially, and the sister's partner says those votes, impact people's rights. Yeah. He's in a different privilege bucket, and they should continue to have those discussions.
Do you want to go first or me? Because like this is completely different for me right here.
Yeah, I think with Sara, Sara is kind of like a shapeshifter chameleon.
100%.
And it's kind of like, does she really believe what she says that she believes? Or does she do that because her sister believes that and she wants to make sure that she, I'm going to say looks good in her sister's eyes, but is like respected and, thought of in a high regard by her sister and her sister's partner. It kind of seems like she, and I could be, this could be a wrong read, but I'm just kind of like, it seems like you drop your beliefs whenever somebody has a difference of beliefs. And especially the fact with Ben and the fact that you are willing to go to his church and, be in a space to where you don't typically would go by yourself. And I think it's cool to be open to experiences. Yeah. But she comes across as having such strong stances, but then folds every time. So it kind of makes me like question, so where do you actually stand? So
whichever side is in front of her face, right? I would go for a D, all the above, as in trying to get her sister respect, trying to get her sister's approval, all the above. Because even in that conversation, Ben didn't even talk. So if you was really concerned about Ben really accepting your sister or like accepting her sister relationship because the sister brought her partner and things like that, then you would let them have a conversation. Yeah. But it just seemed like Sara was doing this like kind of like damage control before any damage was done. Like in the sense of like Ben is so open, like, Ben said that, the night that he told me that like the night that he didn't give me an answer, he couldn't go to sleep, and then he came back the next day and he said, oh yes, I'm all for equality. Ben is all for equality. It's like relax. Like we don't even have an opinion about Ben yet, because you're trying to basically say he accepts y'all, and it comes off as performative. Now I can actually go back and actually reverse engineer and be like, I don't really think Sara really even cared about Black Lives Matter for real, because not only because of the fact that she only brought it up once, but it just like this whole conversation just felt so disingenuous from her part. Like 100%. It just came off as if she was trying to like prove that she's an ally for LGBTQ community. And listen, there's no problem with that. Like, for example, I grew up in mainly a black school and things like that. There wasn't a lot of gay people in my school when I was growing up, especially in high school. But when there was one, like, I was cool with them, right? That doesn't mean that they put the onus on me to say, well, Chris, since we're cool, you got to go to a parade or that you got to wear these colors and things like that. I'm not an enemy. You get what I'm saying? But it just seems like she said, not only am I not an enemy, I'm going to be like the flag bearer for like y'all rights. And I'm just like, relax. I don't even think they are asking for that, right? And it just seemed off as Sara was coming off as very performative. And I think her sister picked up on it. I think her sister partner definitely picked up on it hey, you're trying to basically sell Ben as if y'all believe the same thing and y'all are the same person, but that doesn't necessarily mean that y'all are compatible and things like that y'all are supposed to be together. And I'm like, that's a fact. You get what I'm saying? Because I do believe that there are some hard lines to where it's like, yeah, if you can't believe in this or like if you can't rock with this, then it's like, I don't think it's going to work out with us. But there is room for nuance, right? And I believe that Sara was trying so much that she didn't even let Ben talk, or even if there is any room for nuance, that it will come from Ben. But Sara was trying too hard to basically be a what do you call it, shapeshifter? Yeah, she was trying too hard to do whatever she was trying to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Sara said that she's not choosing him because they're the same, like he makes her feel special, and she knows that it's fast, but she does love who he is. And her sister just cautions her that, this isn't real.
Yeah,
this is TV, girl. So Lauren and Dave go bowling. She's nervous about seeing the girls when they all have their get together. She doesn't want any more opinions. Dave says that it's been hard for him dealing with other people's opinions, and Lauren mentions, in Honduras you said it would be easy for you to not care about other people's opinions. Dave says that his sister didn't expect things to get this far. He kind of tried to downplay the situation, and she has high expectations of him, didn't really support him going on the show at all. He doesn't reach out to his sister about his love life, so she was just thrown off, because if he really wanted to be with someone, she would have hooked him up with somebody. Dave says that it was a lot for him to handle, especially the meeting with Lauren's dad, and his family just doesn't really want to meet anyone at this point. Lauren says that if you don't want to waste your sister's time with her meeting me, then let me know if this isn't going to go anywhere. Dave says that they should have this conversation somewhere else, so they move the party to another venue. Dave is just too up his sister's butt. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know. And the thing is, it's a couple of things. The first thing is, I think Dave lies. I think he lies to his sister. I think he lies to Lauren. He's lying to us. He's lying to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because even the sister didn't think that he would really be in a process and get engaged and get this far because of how he sold it to her. So I don't think Dave is real and authentic to anybody in his life. He's out here hiding and lying about things, and then when he's actually making decisions, he can't stand in them or really speak to why he's doing what he's doing. He's just a big baby. He's just a baby. A toddler, if you will.
No. I still got 3 more left. He's weird. There's not a perfect word than that. Like, that's all he is. Is there more to the scene?
No, that's all.
Right. And like in this conversation, as we gonna see, it just come off as if he's not even trying to meet her anywhere in the middle. Like anywhere in the middle. In the sense of, like, mind you, all this happened before he met her. Right? And I saw somebody in the comments say that maybe Dave is rethinking because Lauren kind of sold herself as like this type of, like, maybe she's not as pure as she sold herself in the in the pause. And I'm like,
I don't think she sold herself.
I'm like, maybe she's not as innocent, but so what? Like my whole thing is, Dave, you're a grown man. You're not 16, 17 to where someone else kissed your girlfriend and things like that. And my thing is, you haven't shown up in a masculine way at all. All you keep talking about is my mommy said, my mommy said, my mommy said. And that's basically what you're coming off as. You're coming off as someone who needs permission to be on the show. You snook on the show, and now you scared you about to be in trouble. Like, so that's why I'm just like, I'm really over Dave. And truth be told, the more that Lauren tries with Dave, I'm starting to be over Lauren too. Because I'm like, Lauren, if you don't know what a blurring red flag is by this guy, then you will never know.
Yeah.
Because I don't even understand why you want to still be in this process unless you're thinking about the benefits that y'all can get from being on the show. And trust me, based on who your husband is, y'all not going to see those benefits. At all. So you might as well eject now because he already messed it up for you. Anything else?
That's it.
I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above.
Bye.